What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Underground. So, we got a lot to talk about tonight. I hope all of you are getting prepared and continuing to buy some of this stuff, or starting to buy some of this stuff if you're not into it already, because we have so many things changing so fast in our country and in the world today. It's actually becoming scary, just beyond imagination, really. So what I wanted to start off talking about, and then I want to show you guys some of my most recent pickups, is last night I was up and I was watching the news, and they started talking about the U.S. job report that just came out. And pretty much the U.S. economy added 266,000 new jobs last month, but they estimated we would have over 1 million. So everyone from the president to senators and congressmen and women are giving their opinions on why this happened, and they're having a heart attack on this horrible news. Now, President Joe Biden said that this is a marathon, it's not a race. We need to expect these type of things. And that's a passive approach to look at it. But the truth is, the underlying issues are a lot worse than what they're telling us. And the cracks are just starting to show now, so they got to say something. Now, on the other hand, something I wanted to bring up is Republican governors from states like, I think it was South Carolina and Montana, think it's because of the unemployment boost. Mitch McConnell came out and said, with the average unemployment across the United States being $325 plus the $300 boost, that's too much money for Americans, and it's encouraging them to stay at home and not find work. They never comprehended that. Well, I'm sure they did, but they never mentioned that the pandemic isn't over, and people might just be afraid to go to work still, or not able. Maybe you have a sick person or relative at home. Maybe your kid's school is still canceled and you couldn't go to work if you wanted to. They're also failing to mention that most of these new jobs being created, not that there's anything wrong with it, but they're in the service sector. So what I'm getting at here is these governors in some of these states, starting next month, are canceling the unemployment boost. And I just think that is so disrespectful to the working class Americans and the hardworking Americans. And I'll give you an example why. You might say I'm a little biased on this, but I've had the same job for over 7 years, never been laid off once until this pandemic started. Now I'm laid off. That's not by my choice. So why should I not get that unemployment boost because of that? They're just coming up with excuses, and as dirty as these politicians are, it makes me wonder, did they need that money for something else, to where they figured, hey, where can we get this money from? Maybe if we cancel unemployment, we can divert those funds elsewhere. It honestly wouldn't surprise me. So what I wanted to bring up is, as of right now, these are Republican governors that are planning on canceling the unemployment boost. Now, once again, I don't care if they're Republican or Democrat, but the Democrats seem to believe differently as of now. So if you're in a Democratic state, you might be alright if you're on unemployment. But even though it's only 2 states right now, I think it was, like I said, Montana and Southern North Carolina. I'll post a picture that shows it. But, yeah, they're canceling the 300 boost as of next month. And just like what happens with everything else in this country, once one does it, a lot of them seem to follow suit. So if you're in a Republican, ran state, or even, some Democratic states, you might want to keep your eyes and ears open, because they could be canceling your $300 unemployment boost early. And I don't know about for you, but for me, that would literally be devastating. And as of right now, I don't have a job to go back to, so all that's going to do is hurt the economy, and that's what they don't understand. They're doing this because they think it's going to force people to go back to work. I don't think they realize most of the people collecting this are out of work because they don't have a choice. They're not doing it to be a lazy American. They're doing it because they don't have a choice. I work at a shipyard. I've worked there, in this industry my whole adult life. I'm not going to go start all over again. I need to find a job in that field, in that industry. And they seem, the governors don't seem to comprehend this once again. They're just trying to blame why the job growth was so weak on us, when the reason we lost our jobs is because of them. It's just mind-blowing to me. Like, this had my blood boiling, that they're trying to blame it on the working American. It's just beyond disrespectful and a spit in the face. So, I don't know, guys. I hope you're getting prepared, and I hope you're stacking, because we are going to need this stuff soon. And the way these, governors and senators are running our country, they're going to run us right into the ground quicker than a lot of us think. So anyways, I just hope everyone's getting prepared and keeping their eyes open. I read an article that 1/5 of the US dollars printed were printed in the last year alone. That just shows you how much money they're printing and how much we're devaluing the dollar. And that's another good point. While we're printing all this money, now the prices of, our goods and services are going to spike and increase. So while our dollar's getting devalued, the price for everything is going to go up. And that's just going to be a double whammy, because our dollar's losing value, and on top of the natural inflation that we would see from it losing value, they're going to increase that and make the prices of these goods and services go up. And they say that it's transitory or it's temporary, but do you really believe that these billion-dollar corporations are going to lower their prices back down once they get them up to where they're going to be? And if they get milk up to, say, $7 a gallon, do you really believe that's only going to last a couple months and then they're just going to drop it back down to $4? I don't think so. I really don't believe that is going to happen. So we got to keep that in mind and just keep getting prepared. So anyways, guys, I'll start showing you some of these new pickups I recently got. I really like them, and I think you guys will too. Alright, so what we have here is the Trivium Silver Shield 1-ounce round. And these Silver Shield rounds are just amazing. And what a great name for a series of coins, Silver Shield. Because these things are what's going to protect us with what we have lying ahead. So anyways, they're minted by Golden State Mint, and this guy is awesome. All these coins have to do with current issues that are controversial that are going on in our world today. Everything from corrupt banksters to violence to just self-worth. And this Trivium right here is pretty much based on, well, if you're not familiar, the idea of trivium emerged in the Middle Ages as the world sought to find a different way with a failing economic and social system in hopes of bringing about a better way for mankind through education. And pretty much Trivium represents the lower divisions of the seven liberal arts, and each of these women one represents grammar, logic, and rhetoric. And through these principles, mankind would find a way forward to new consciousness and hopefully find a right path. So anyways, on the left, the lady here, which she's reading a book, is Lady Grammar, and she listens to all while following none for her quest for truth. The middle woman is the Lady Logic, and she uses her own mind to process information free of mental and physical shackles. Finally, the girl on the right is Lady Rhetoric, and she is unfeathered in her nature as a new consciousness for the world free of fear and ignorance. So pretty much each one of these represent a way that they believed if mankind was educated correctly, it would lead us into a better life, a better way to treat each other, and not end up with all the social failures that they had back in the medieval ages. So I just saw this coin. I liked what it represented, and it's really a beautiful coin. I had to grab some, and as I always say, I wish I would have got a lot more, because these are amazing. I've always wanted to get silver shields, but the premiums were usually really, really high. But now with everything having high premiums, they're pretty close to what you pay for a generic silver, so it's not badly priced anymore, and they were worth it either way. But back then I was really trying to build up my stack as cheap as I could. So anyways, now I would rather pay an extra $1 for a phenomenal coin like this. So we got some of these in here. Now, the next ones I just got because I thought they were so awesome. And same thing, I've been seeing these since Golden State Mint first started making them. I always wanted them, but I just couldn't pay the high premium back then when I could buy a Silver Eagle for that price. So now that I had the opportunity, I grabbed a handful of these, and these are the Cannabis 1 ounce rounds. And it's almost like a meme to the Canadian maple leaf. So it takes the maple leaf design, if you see behind that marijuana leaf, and it puts that Doja leaf right in the middle of it. And I just thought it was a cool concept. It replaced Canada with cannabis, and besides that, a lot of the coin are really similar. And I just thought it was a very creative idea for somebody to do this, and wanted to get some of these. Same thing, beautiful Silver Shield series, and I got a handful of these too. So now, I also wanted to show you guys, I seen these. Now these usually are hard to find because everyone buys these up so quick. I'm so thankful I got a handful of these, and these are the famous Don't Tread on Me rounds. And same thing, these are Silver Shields, which make them so much better to me than where most of these other Don't Tread on Me rounds come from. And if you, that snake is so detailed. They do such an amazing job on detail at this Golden State Mint. And you can even see the snake's little tongue coming out right there. Like, just so phenomenal. So I grabbed a handful of these too. But I'm just continuing to stack best I can and prepare best I can for what lies ahead, because I think we are really in for some really rough times coming up. And those of us that aren't using our heads and getting prepared and reading between the lines, I think are really gonna suffer possibly, which is unfortunate. So I'm just gonna keep making these videos encouraging everybody to stack precious metals and keep trying to get prepared best you can, because once again, things can move slowly and then just hit us all at once. And I also heard today too through an article that some gas line or something in the US was hacked and their whole operation was shut down. And this is one of the main manufacturers in the United States on the East Coast, I guess. So they were saying in this article, expect prices for a lot of things to spike, because with this operation being shut down even for a day, it's going to cost billions of dollars, and who knows how that can affect everything. Our world mainly still runs on fossil fuels, and if you shut half of a country like the US down from being able to obtain gas for a day or even longer, you can imagine the impact that would have on prices and just life in general possibly. And it's a random event like that could cause things to spin out of control fast sometime in the future. So I don't know, guys, I just wanted to get out here, share these pickups with you, talk to you a little bit about what's going on. If you live in one of those states, and I'm sure the trend will continue, That seems to happen with everything from gun laws to whatever it may be. Once one state starts doing it, it opens the door for everyone else to follow the leader. So as of right now, this is a Republican point of view. The Republican governors are going to be the ones canceling this unemployment because they think it's going to force us to go back to work. We'll see what happens. Anyways, guys, I want to thank you for listening. Please hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed and you love precious metals, please hit that sub button. Anyways, keep stacking, and please, everyone, keep prepping. Have a good night.